Hello, good evening everybody. I'm assuming that you can hear me okay. Welcome on into the Birmingham-Crewe preview stream on this lovely, cloudy for the Midlands anyway, 14th of October. So today we've got Matt, as always, our wonderful executive producer of Trains, Matt. He'll be driving today. But also we have two special guests from All Aboard Studios with us. We have Dan and Kieran. Dan, if you would like to go ahead and introduce yourself first.
Yeah, I'm Dan. I'm the director and lead developer for All Aboard Studios.
Perfect. And Kieran?
I'm Kieran, and I'm a technical developer with All Aboard Studios.
Fantastic. And Matt? No, we know you, Matt. We know we're good.
Wait, who am I? I don't know. Someone tell me.
Who knows?
I just turned up and they didn't send me away.
Yes, yeah. I've already seen a comment saying that my lighting is poor. I'm telling you, you don't want to see this all lit up.
It's intentional. It looks cool.
It is. It's October. It's spooky season. So we're going to be previewing Birmingham-Crewe today. We've got a couple of services for you. We'll obviously, of course, be showing you the 350 locomotive, but the Class 350. But we'll also be showing you the Class 390. Okay, yes. So we released an article earlier which had a launch date on it, there we go, of the 21st of October, which is next Tuesday. So it will be retailing for £29.99 and €35.99 and $39.99. Always get caught up with that one. So we'll go through the live stream now. We'll start off with Matt will be able to show you. Matt will be able to kind of go in and show you the scenarios before we start. But Dan and Kieran will be talking through the route with you, and then as usual we'll have a Q&A section towards the end of the stream as well, so that if you're not watching this live and you're watching it in the future, in the past, then you can go to the timestamp and have a look at what we're showing, and it'll have the services listed as well. Matt, if you would like to kick us off.
Let me switch us over to this.
So we'll go through the live stream now. We'll start off with, you can see that. We're no longer on camera, by the way, Dan and Kieran, so you can now pull faces to your heart's content. Oh gosh, don't pull faces, we're back.
Sorry, I just realised that my stream deck isn't fixed up from when I did the charity stream, and I went to change the volume and nothing happened. Just fixed that, and it drowned you out, so they couldn't hear you anyway.
Oh, okay, well. Oh no, we're back. Okay, just best behaviour, everybody.
I think it's
game audio.
It's saying it works. Right, let me see what happens if I switch us back.
Apparently the music's very loud.
That's better. Right, that's better.
Apparently the music's very loud, but I think once we get into it, it will be quieter.
Yeah, it should be fine now.
You wanna hear the sounds.
I will turn the game volume back up again. It's me that's down quite. I'll turn the game volume back up again once we actually get into the world. At the moment, I've just turned it right down so that music is in the background and we can hear ourselves think. Right, okay. On the route then, we got scenarios. I don't know if you want to give us a quick one sentence on each one, what to expect, without giving the secrets away.
Kieran, go on. You've done gameplays with Adam, so.
Oh, you're throwing me right in the deep end. Adam was the expert behind these scenarios, so you'll have a range of different types of services to do in the scenarios, some being easier than others. I don't really know what to say without giving too much away, to be honest.
I've got a training exercise between Crewe and Wolverhampton with BTP, and I got Wolverhampton local.
The biggest thing we've really tried to do with them is use all the different variants. There's a bit of coupling action in there as well, like I said in the training one, to try and show how it all works. and just obviously a bit of chaos throughout the route as well. We try to use different start locations mainly more than anything. Obviously we've got a couple of different places that the 350s can start at Wolverhampton carriage sidings, at Crewe, etc. Standard services from New Street, obviously the Wolverhampton local. So we've tried to mix it up as a bit of normality. We've not tried to go too chaotic on some, and then other ones, obviously the hour and a half one, that quite a lot happens in that. So yeah, again, we tried to give that bit of flexibility in terms of time range as well, and not go for all around the kind of 40-50 minute mark. We tried to give that bit of variety in time, really.
Very good. Right, let's go and have a look at the timetable then. Right, take me through it. What do you want me to click on and show people services on here? I guess the 350 is as good a place as any to start.
350, yeah. So you got a nice range of different stopping patterns, doing some ECS movements as well, mainly out of Crewe carriage sidings for the 350s. Obviously, through each subclass, there's different types of services. So the /2 mainly does the stopping services between New Street and Wolverhampton, whereas your /1 and your /3s tend to do your more semi-fast and fast services. So it gives you a chance to not only obviously experience each subclass, but to get to drive a nice range of services with the 350.
What else? We've got the BTP one. This is /2.
So this one's been
Sorry, you carry on.
fixed. No, yeah, I was just going to say this one. There's some duplicate services on here at the moment. This is actually something we've already fixed. I think there's about 7 playable services for the British Transport Police variant.
It's a diagram, isn't it? That's the idea behind this one, and you'll do the BTP diagram for the day. So it will just be one diagram throughout, really. So yeah, there's a few duplicates which we fixed in the kind of patch that will come out on day one anyway. So.
Excellent. And then for the /2, we've got the LNR and the ex-London Midland one. By the looks of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I know we'll go into liveries as we do, but yeah, -1, as you can see on there, is obviously the ex-LM livery. The -2, you've got the ex-LM livery, and you've got the transitional livery, and obviously the British Transport Police. And then the -3, you've got the kind of modern day livery that we've done a little bit more with. Obviously, all of these are unlicensed, so we've done a bit more with it than previous. So yeah, they're the 5 liveries, and then obviously they've all got different internals as well in the saloon, etc. So seat layouts, seat maquettes, carpets, all that kind of stuff. So that's all been tackled as well.
Excellent. That service that was 5 hours isn't 5 hours. It's because of the way that services are constructed. There's a bug in the UI that means that it does some bad maths and gives you a weird answer. Suffice to say, it's not 5 hours. If you see anything like that in any route that's got what looks like a stupendous amount of duration, you can probably assume it's probably not that. Right, okay, so which variant are we going to drive first then?
So we're on the /1 first, and the head code will be 9 Foxtrot 48.
Okay.
We're driving it in August as well.
I already missed the summer. Be nice to have a summer drive. Pretend we're back there. Pretend we're still. Actually, yeah, no, we had a nice August.
There we go. Right, I'll turn the game sound back up now. Okay, start by master key on. Let's put it in neutral. Somewhere around here, I'm guessing there's some safety system nonsense. There we are. Vigilance, PSD, TPWS. Cool. Let's get the doors open. And we'll get the headlights on. We'll get the desk lights on. Cool. Let's have a look around. We are in Birmingham.
Yeah, so this is the same model from Cross City. It made it a lot easier in terms of route hopping, but we've done, Kieran especially has done an extensive amount of works, especially underneath on the platform level. Obviously we're in Todd 4 now as well, so that's helped us a lot in bringing New Street a lot more to life as it is. We've improved, obviously, a lot of the lighting. We've removed the glowing benches before anybody asks that question. We've absolutely done that. We've obviously worked on the sounds as well. We've increased the noise of the fans. Anybody that goes to New Street will often find the noise of the fans, especially from the Voyagers when they come in. And we've also cluttered a lot more. You can see that from the exterior here as well. Got a lot of help in the clutter. So I think there was about 300 items added in the end to try and really bring New Street alive. So, and we've also added in the TDU units, which are the kind of train dispatch units that the dispatchers use here at New Street. So, yeah, lots of additions. Some additions to signalling as well. Some of the signalling was changed as well. Anything else, Kieran, that we've missed from that? You spent days, if not weeks, doing this. So.
Oh, a very long time. Obviously, we got the new customer information screens as well, which are unique to New Street. We didn't want to leave those out. And then, well, to be honest, most of my time was spent on redoing all the lighting at New Street, and then many hours of light baking to try and get that right feel for the station. And I think we've done a pretty decent job. Not to toot my own horn or anything.
Pendolino coming in.
And obviously it's busy as well. Yeah. You know, there are a lot of services, especially around peak morning and evening times as well. Obviously there's virtually nothing we're missing from the timetable now. We've obviously covered everything that would come here, so all of your 350 services, all 170 Voyager, Pendolino services, 323s, and I think there was a question somewhere, it's 2019 the timetable, so that's why we've obviously got 323s and doing the Cross City 170s in as well, so...
We'll be calling at Golden Bridge, Wolverhampton, Penkridge, Stafford, Crewe, Winsford, Hertford, Acton Bridge, Runcorn, Liverpool South Parkway, and Liverpool Lime Street.
There we go. Platform announcements done with.
Please familiarise yourself with the safety notices displayed throughout the train.
Yeah, let me know how the volume of the game is, folks.
Something that doesn't look right, speak to staff.
Very easy to speed out of New Street as well, Matt. So
161016. We'll sort it. See it? Say it.
Speed? No.
Oh, no. I don't know what I'm being accused of here. Next, you'll be saying I miss platforms occasionally.
No, that doesn't sound like something you do.
I know.
Well, if there's one thing you're going to do tonight, Matt, is Penkridge worries me, because that's a station that catches most of us out in the team as well, because it's 110 miles an hour up there, and it really does come out of nowhere. So that's your target tonight, to make sure you stop at Penkridge.
Okie doke.
Obviously, we're doing some work on the tunnels as well around New Street, this obviously being one of them, just to try and give you that, you know, the feel of going into, in essence, an underground station, which is what New Street is. So obviously there's a lot of work with light baking around here, which again was Kieran's master achievement. I know he's loved working at New Street for the timetable and all the light baking. So, and then we come out into the kind of open air here, and you really get that kind of sense of openness when you come out, and it's quite a nice feel. This is a nice bit on the left-hand side, Matt, with the Birmingham Canal. Actually has, I think it does have people walking up and down there on that. That was, so we work quite closely with Johannes of Incredible Trains on this section between Wolverhampton and Birmingham, so shout out to Johannes for the scenery that he did down this section. Not an easy part of the world to escape.
When I was my first drive of this the other day, I think I was going southbound and I came past the canals, and it strikes a chord as you go past it because it does look really good. Depot?
Yeah, Soho Depot, which you'll get to do some movements with the Class 323 around that depot as well on the timetable, as long as you obviously own the layer.
Roll straight that one map that we've just passed, so we are going to go through, we are semi-fast to Wolves, so there's quite a few stations we're going to go through.
We are now approaching Smethwick Galton Bridge. Please mind the gap when leaving the train and step onto the platform before removing heavy luggage and pushchairs. Whilst at the station, if you see something that doesn't look right, speak to our team or text the British Transport Police on 61016.
Okay, now I'll speak. We had a question about the 350s and the not in service on the PIS. There was a pretty extensive list on the article earlier to the improvements for the 350, and one of the things listed is that the not in service text has been changed.
This is Smethwick Galton Bridge. Welcome aboard this London North Western Railway service to Liverpool Lime Street. The next stop will be Wolverhampton. Whilst at the station, if you see something that doesn't look right,
The game just doesn't shut up these days, does it?
I thought I talked a lot. Woof.
On 61016.
Still going. All right, there we go. But we'll be going through that list later. It is an extensive list, though, so if we don't manage to get through the whole thing, then it will be added to the Q&A section, and it's on the article that we put out earlier. Woof.
Welcome aboard this London North Western Railway service to Liverpool Lime Street. We'll be calling at Wolverhampton, Cambridge, Stafford, Crewe, Winsford, Hertford, Acton Bridge, Runcorn, Liverpool South Parkway, and Liverpool Lime Street. Please familiarise yourself with the safety notices displayed throughout the train.
up a couple of times about arrival times. If there has been an issue with it, but I can add that into the Q&A section.
Both services I ran previously had arrival times, so I only assume it's something unique to this service.
Yeah, so there are services currently missing arrival times that I'm currently looking into. We'll obviously make sure that we get that sorted for post-release patch. It's just the way that I did the development of the timetable. I typically will go back and add the arrival times after I know everything's working properly. Otherwise, the log is just never-ending of constant delays. So, yeah. So they will be added back in though.
Perfect. I've added that to the Q&A as well, in case any. Oh gosh, I've tried to. Oh no, there we go. Just in case anyone asks about it in the QA, gets locked after I answer, after I've put the answers in, but just in case anyone then separately asks about it, I'll add that later. I'm trying to grab questions when they come in just to add to the end of this.
Yeah, the timetable especially around New Street, was a real challenge. It's only the second ever timetable I've done for TSW, so I obviously had to pick a really difficult one to really challenge myself. Question my own sanity at times, but
Yep, been there.
But it's been a lot of fun to make, and I think it, showing how busy this route can get, not just from driving services, but even standing at stations such as New Street or Crewe, or even like Wolverhampton and stuff like that. You'll get a real sense of how busy this timetable is, especially with all the layers. I mean, obviously with the recent addition of the announcements as well. I mean, 5 o'clock at New Street, I don't think the announcements ever stop. So it's really put to work.
You'll have to. I know that a couple of people in the questions asked, because this is a route that a lot of people are looking forward to, and some people kind of wanted to hear the story of working on it. That has been chopped up in the Q&A section. But if you would like to talk more about that process, then please feel free.
I think there's enough time on the stream, Harry, to be honest, to go through.
Just put it all in the start of the stream, so we can awkwardly sit in silence for the rest of it. That was my plan, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a real challenge. I mean, we said when we came into this we wanted to challenge ourselves. We were a relatively small team some 10 months ago when we started. That team's probably three times bigger than it was when we first started, and this was a real challenging route. I mean, 53 miles, someone could correct me if I'm wrong, but pretty sure that's the longest debut route for a third party on a British route. It's really challenging stations. Crewe, Stafford, Wolves are not easy stations to do, and the scenery as well. Our line side scenery guy Nick has done an absolutely incredible job line side. And obviously timetable as well. What Kieran didn't allude to is when we started this, Cardiff City Commuter wasn't out, the Voyager wasn't out, the 170 pack from Rivet Games wasn't out. So actually what he's been doing is constantly adding those layers back in. So we did the timetable, and then all we've done is add. So because we wanted to try and bring the best possible product and to the game really, and try and bring it to life as much as possible, and make sure that we filled all of the services that we could. So we could sit here for hours and talk about the development process, but we wanted to pick something that was challenging, but something that we felt we could do, and this was it really. So this is a start from us. That's all I'll say on that really.
The beginning of maybe things to come.
Well, I hope so, because to be honest, if this is where you're starting from, then future's looking bright, I would say.
Just maybe no more timetables out on New Street.
Every time you do a route, what you'll say to yourself is no more like X, no more like this. And every route will have that. It'll just be a different thing that you say that on. And then you know what? 2 projects later, you'll do exactly that because it's the project you want to make. It's exactly how it goes. Good news is you get better at it though, and it becomes easier. Or numb to the pain. I don't know, one of the two.
No, we've definitely learned a lot during the production of this route. I mean, I think it's one of the joys of the engine. I don't think you ever stop learning. There's always something new to learn, and as you go, you find that there's easier ways to do things or better techniques, and definitely had that during the production of this route, for sure.
I guess it's either a timed release or where something's in our way.
It's not a time release, so it is something in your way, no doubt. And just watch the TPWS as you come into that signal if it is still red. Just catch people out. So.
Yeah, it did the last time I did it. I came into a red and it got me.
This is one of the most spectacular parts of the route that I think most people that have seen the shot so far will resonate with the viaducts as you come in to the south part of Wolverhampton. A lot of scenery work went into this, and the line side the viaducts that Nick did were absolutely fantastic.
That's us coming into Wolverhampton.
Yeah, on one of the next timetables we've got, we do spend a bit of time here, Matt. So we can have a proper look around Wolverhampton on the way back down if you want.
This is Wolverhampton.
There's actually some new customer information screens at this station as well. on the platforms, which again we wanted to try and capture as close to real life where we could.
London Northwestern Railway service to
working with the displays has been an interesting one, to say the least. They can be very finicky to get right, but I think we've done a pretty good job of getting them as close as we could to the real thing.
Welcome aboard this London Northwestern Railway service to Liverpool Lime Street. We'll be calling at Penkridge, Stafford, Crewe, Winsford, Hertford, Acton Bridge, Runcorn, Liverpool South Parkway, and Liverpool Lime Street.
There's a lot of love for Wolverhampton.
Please familiarise yourself with the safety notices displayed throughout the train.
Yeah, you want to do one of the local services between Wolverhampton and Birmingham. She doesn't shut up.
If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to staff or text the British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort
got another one now.
See it? Say it. Sorted.
Hey, they said the thing though.
Just to point that one out, on that one, on the announcement, just to note to everyone, we are changing that announcement. That's currently an old British Transport Police. I believe it's changed to 61016. So
yes,
for anybody that works in British Transport Police, that is changing.
Okay.
Right, off to Penkridge. I may even stop there if you're really, really good. Get to drop the hammer in a minute. Pendolino coming the other way. So we'll quick look at the map. So this is New Street down here. Soho depot there. Wolverhampton. On to Crewe.
I've seen a couple of questions, Matt, about obviously the licensing of the trains. Obviously, just to address there obviously isn't a license obviously in place at the minute for L&R, which is why these are unlicensed. It's also why we did the 2019 timetable. We thought that would give the players a bit more in terms of differences in the trains, obviously with the number of subclasses and liveries that we've done. So that's why we chose 2019. It was to try and give a bit more variety in terms of the 350.
The odd stuttering that you're seeing is because I didn't have a chance to pre-cache the shaders on this today. I tried, and the north half of the route will probably be run smoother than the south half, but I got as far as I could before I had to start the stream. Just under 4 miles to Penkridge. LNWR does not come as part of the WMR license, no. While they have the same parent company, they are each their own independent organisations with independent licensing. This is the same situation as with West Coast Mainline when we launched that one. It's just exactly the same as that. Liam, I couldn't promise you anything. I will hope so, but I couldn't promise you anything. Peter Edmonds, I spoke to a QA person, a QA lead for TSW the other day actually to ask him the same questions, and he said
we are
that
now approaching Penkridge. Please mind the gap when leaving the train and step onto the platform before removing heavy luggage and pushchairs.
She's chatty.
Whilst at the station, if you see something that doesn't look right, speak to our team or text the British Transport Police on 61016.
Yeah, and he said he'd talked to the testers, and they hadn't reported any issues, so should be fine.
I'm sorry if you can hear me clicking and unclicking the muting of my microphone, by the way. There is something noisy happening outside.
Welcome aboard this London North Western Railway service to Liverpool Lime Street. The next stop will be Stafford. Whilst at the station, if you see something that doesn't look right, speak to our team or text the British Transport Police on 61016.
Someone's asking about the question is slightly odd. I'm asking about the API. I think if I'm understanding it correctly, I'll reword it. Are all the control names the same as the West Coast Mainline 350? So if someone has got external hardware mapped in to use the West Coast Mainline 350, will it likely work on this one?
North Western Railway service to
I mean, yeah, it should do. We've not changed any of the names or anything for control mapping, so everything should be the same.
Acton Bridge.
We should be fine, Anarchist Angel.
Liverpool South Parkway.
I hope I've interpreted your question correctly, and let me know if not.
Please familiarise yourself with the safety notices displayed throughout the train.
If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to staff or text the British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it? Say it. Sorted.
When you thought you were going to be able to get back up to full speed.
It's always the way.
I think it's a good time to mention that obviously most of the TSW6 features are implemented, other than train faults, which will come as a later patch.
Is DSD on by default, Liam? No, I turned it on at the beginning. Has route hopping been added, particularly around Crewe, for example?
So no, there's no route hopping functionality at Crewe. Obviously, the other Crewe routes, obviously Spirit of Steam, was set some years well before this, and obviously JT's route is set in the mid '80s. So we can talk to JT and talk about a time box. But no, there's nothing that we've put on in terms of route hopping so far.
You can route hop at New Street though, for Crossy. I believe The route hopping marker is on platform 6 at New Street.
Yes, we saw it earlier on when we were flying around.
We are now approaching Stafford. Please mind the gap when leaving the train and step onto the platform before removing heavy luggage and pushchairs. Whilst at the station, if you see something that doesn't look right, speak to our team or text the British Transport Police on 61016.
Someone suggested a TARDIS. That's a good idea. We could do that.
This is
New Street, platform 5 for the 1538 London North Western Railway service to Liverpool Lime Street, calling at Crewe, Winsford, Hertford, Acton Bridge, Runcorn, Liverpool South Parkway, and Liverpool Lime Street.
Jess, you can turn them off in the settings.
Welcome aboard this London North Western Railway service to Liverpool Lime Street. We'll be calling at Crewe, Winsford, Hertford, Acton Bridge, Runcorn, Liverpool South Parkway, and Liverpool Lime Street. Please familiarise yourself with the safety notices displayed throughout the train.
If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to staff or text the British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it? Say it. Sorted.
Okay, sorry about that. I really had to mute my microphone for ages. It turns out the gutters were being cleaned, all of the gutters. So it's just, I don't know if anyone could have heard it, but it was extremely loud. But I am unmuted now. I don't know whether anybody on the cameras could even see. There were like flashing lights for ages outside there. I was like, oh, I really hope nobody is set off by flashing lights right now in this call.
Nice short hop now to Crewe. 21 miles to go.
Yeah, so some of these 350 services between Birmingham and Crewe as well, some stay on the slow line and some cross over to the fast lines just after Stafford. So again, you get a bit of a mixture there. It's not all the same run, as it were.
excellent suggestion about pinning a comment regarding price and release date. Why have I never thought of that? Is that something that Alex does? Have I been? I'm gonna do that right now. That's a great suggestion.
Comment chat added. There you go. Look.
I know. I did jazz hands and everything. I didn't see that bit, but magic. Slightly terrifying, Matt, but we've so far had 2 requests for a dad joke in the chat.
I think that means it has to happen. It's the law.
That's terrifying. Why have people are out here asking for dad jokes? It's like, what happened? What did I do?
I think it's because they don't like the rest of the chat, but I might be wrong.
Maybe it's some sort of revenge. Dan and Kieran, I have a giant book of dad jokes. It looks small, but it is on each of these pages is 4 dad jokes. And for some reason, people are asking for one. So, oh my god, try and find an actual good one. Oh, okay. What's the opposite of irony? Wrinkly. That's a banger. There you go. And nobody can tell me off on the forums now, because that was requested, okay? Don't at me.
Seen quite a few questions about the 350. I don't know if this is a good time, Harry, to talk about some of the work that's been done on the 350.
Yeah, I was gonna do the Q&A section, but let me just get a little vague timestamp of where we are, and that means that I can just remember it for tomorrow. We are 1 hour 5. Okay, 1 hour 5. Okay, perfect. Okay, do you wanna go ahead and cover the changes / improvements for the Class 350? Or do you want me to do it? I have a list. I've got the list.
A long list. Well, so there will be. So obviously, there's actually a couple of changes that didn't make it into this build, but will be present in the post-release patch. Those notable ones being the improved braking curves and the changes to the cabs and the driver-only operated cameras. So they've been removed on the exterior, and obviously the cabs have been tweaked on the /1 and /2 variants. Outside of that, everything else should should be in. So improved the traction lock system so that you can switch cab ends, so you can do services seamlessly. So for example, if you're doing one of the stopping services from between New Street and Wolverhampton, you can straight away just pick that service up and take it back. Also improved the emergency lock conditions, so now if you press the plunger or you throw the power brake controller into emergency, you can recover from it. Also improved the door logic, so that you can now consistently depart without the brakes occasionally getting stuck on. What else? This list never ends. Improved couple and uncouple logic on AI services, so the gangway doors and tail lights should now all function as per real life. And on the AI services with the gangway doors, they'll automatically open or close depending on the couple or uncoupling procedure. We also made some improvements to the UDS switch, so that now it should operate properly when the player is in control, especially obviously in guard mode. So if you've got, for example, an 8-car service, I don't know if there's any 8-car services between New Street and Stafford on this timetable, but if you were to say plonk one down in free roam and drive it along, you can isolate the rear unit as it would do in real life. Also improved the body indicator lights, so they work consistently, depending on obviously if you're driver or doing guard mode, they'll show correctly. I believe when you're in guard mode, it flashes on the coach that the local door is open on, so that now consistently works as well. Improve the power brake control sensitivity to allow for keyboard users to apply smaller increments of braking power more easily. That is the third one that'll be in a post-release patch. This was all done based on some community feedback that we did see. So that's why it's coming a bit later than the release date. Also improved the auto brake system, so that will now only kick in at 1.5 mile per hour or under as per real life. Before it was about 3 mile per hour, so it made it a little bit tricky if you were trying to move around depots or go through train washes and stuff like that. And then obviously added onboard announcements, passenger ambience, and then we get more visual, but one of the technical elements, obviously removing the DC functionality from the /2 and /3 variants as per real life. And then obviously visual wise, obviously we've made changes to represent each subclass. So for example, the /2 has 3+2 seating, as the others have the 2+2 seating. The /1 has different seat maquettes, same for the /2, and then obviously the /3 is in the refurb, which is basically the same style as the /1 on West Coast Mainline South. Then for the PIS displays on the exterior, we've changed the not in service text. So rather than it just say not in now, it will say L&R as per real life. We'll also changed the colour of the external PIS as well, so that's closer to real life. And finally centered the PIS text on the external PIS. So there's only 3 changes on there that were done quite recently, mainly based off the feedback that we'd seen when obviously the article and stuff came out, and they will be in a post-release patch. But the rest of the stuff that I've listed on that list should be there on release day. There's probably more. I'll be honest. I've worked on the train so much that I've probably forgotten something. But I would say those are all the big ones, the key factors of changes and whatnot.
That's fantastic.
Well done, Kieran. You got through that just in time for Crewe as well.
Happy days.
That big one.
Your favourite area for OLE, Dan?
Bracken OLE, yeah. Signalling. People are wondering if we can have an outside view map of Crewe as we come past Basford Hall, etc.
So we've really tried to fill up Basford Hall as best as we could without hammering performance. Obviously, it's a very intensive area. So what we've done is we've actually made the static stock around this area as separate layers. So if you find that you are struggling a little bit with performance, you can turn off, obviously, the static layers. So it just gives everyone a chance to obviously get the best performance possible, especially around this bit, which is very intensive.
Yeah, you've got a number of areas here as well. You've got carriage sidings, Basford Hall, sorting sidings, obviously LSL, and it does go all the way up to Gresty Road depot as well. So. So as people figured out quite early on, our less than obvious sneak peek back in April was obviously these red and white steel columns for the roof.
This is Crewe. Welcome aboard this London North Western Railway service to Liverpool Lime Street. The next stop will be, whilst at the station, if you see something that doesn't look right, speak to our team or text the British Transport Police on 61016.
Again, another station where there's lots of AI moving about, from East Mids to obviously Northern, and you got the 390s that pass through the fast lines as well. So there's definitely a lot to see here.
I was waiting for Crewe because there was a couple of questions about AI on the route. I was like, oh, just wait. Just wait. I would have said something, but the drains were getting cleaned. It's noisy business and it doesn't sound particularly pleasant. Even if you couldn't hear it, I didn't want anybody to hear that. It didn't sound good. It's like when somebody's drinking through a straw and like there's only like a bit of ice at the bottom of whatever they're drinking and you can hear the like that's kind of what it sounds like, but on an industrial scale. It's not good. Crew's looking excellent.
another one of those stations where I spent a lot of time here doing the lighting, trying to get it to look the best that it can.
Yeah, lighting is difficult.
Welcome aboard.
There's a real skill to getting the lighting right. Right, we were going to have a wander round Crewe briefly for a minute, weren't we?
London
Yeah,
North Western
on the hour is
Railway
quite good as well
Service
for
Liverpool Lime Street.
AI.
We'll be calling at Liverpool Lime Street. Over.
We do have a list of layers as well, because I know a couple of people have asked about that, but we can go through that at the end of the stream just to keep it all together. We could do it twice. We could go through it twice.
You'll have to guide me where you want me to go to look at specific things. Must admit, I've been to Crewe about 3 times in my life.
Yeah, so you've got obviously the 2 footbridges in essence either end. You've got the underpass. If you turn around, Matt, if you go to the next platform there, turn right here, past the stairs. Yeah, go down that way. You've got the obviously the ramp system as well, the underpass, which will exchange you between some of the platforms as well. So if you turn right at the bottom of there, that will bring you up on the opposite side of the fast lines, which we're just going over now. Then we've obviously also modelled the entrance to Crewe as well. So right at the top, obviously, when we exit, you can walk out of Crewe station and go into the kind of drop-off area. There's quite a bit to wander around here, and then obviously off from here as well. Like we've already said, we've got so are you looking to get out, or you, Matt, to the entrance?
I was going to have a look at the entrance area, yeah.
Yeah, so if you go to the other footbridge, if you go down this set of steps,
Yeah.
either set will do, yeah. And if you walk along the platform, and then I think it's turn right just before the phone box. There you go, there's the stairs, just through there. If you go up those stairs. So there's lots to explore around Crewe. Yeah, that's the way out. Oh yeah, and then it's do you want to have a walk down to the kind of depots? There is a walkway in because there's lots to explore. So if we go back down to the platforms, then yeah, it does get busy up this part, unfortunately. Kieran didn't think the platforms were busy enough, so he turned it up. So if we go right to the very end of the platforms, to the southern end, that's it. Timed it perfectly for a 350 and 390 to leave at the same time.
Right, so 350 got forward. Oh no, we both did.
So if we go off the end and head over to the right hand side, yeah, towards the end of that platform. That's it, go straight down there, Matt. Yeah, that's it, just keep going. So obviously over on the right hand side we've got LSL.
Should I cross over here or something?
Yeah, we could better cross over there, yeah, cross over and turn left. Just head up that way. Just walk through the sidings here on the right. So just follow the track around, follow the intercity carriages round. There's a proper path through LSL on the right that you can follow, but we'll just take the quick way. coming this way. So what this does is this then bends round. So this is obviously the first depot. That then bends round towards Gresty Road. Around the far side, obviously that's the line towards Shrewsbury. And then just where that signal gantry is there, Matt, on the left-hand side, there's a path down, and that will take you down to Basford Hall. The sorting sidings, and obviously some of the sheds down there that we've got. All these sidings are usable, all functional, so there's a bit of... do you want to talk about the movement slightly, Kieran? That one's
Yes,
back to the, that's just back to the carriage sidings, that one, that we walked past.
Yeah, so there's obviously you'll pick up freight from Basford Hall, you can take that to Stafford, but you also get some shunting movements. So there's a few different options for what to do around Basford Hall. You'll have a chance to obviously couple up wagons, and then you'll either take that off on its journey down south, or an AI service will take it over and take it north. So there's definitely some nice gameplay opportunities for freight.
This is where you need to come down if you want to pick up. If you're just in normal kind of timetable mode, just wandering around, this is where you need to head down to if you want to catch some of the freight. There's some light engine moves as well, isn't there, Kieran, as well?
Yeah, there's a few light engine moves, and again going back to the shunting as well. That there's you'll bring some of the 66s out of the depot shed. I think just to the right.
The shed there in front of you.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, I think it's that one. Yeah.
Actually, JP, I think you'll find I'm being very normal and professional, and I'm not freaking out at all about sheds. I'm being very calm about sheds.
So yeah,
I
that's...
do love them though. Sorry, please continue.
Well, you will see plenty here. Harry's a good place for you. This, so I mean that's it. You could explore for the next half an hour, really, Matt. So that's the general consensus of Basford Hall, sorting sidings, LSL.
Oof, look at that.
There you go.
Oh, goodness.
Right, should we get on with second service then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yar.
So we couldn't do this stream without doing a 390 run.
Worth pointing out, 390 is a DLC, so you'll need to own the 390 to get access to the 390 layer. So it's worth just have a quick look at the 390 and the Voyager layer actually. So we've got there's 390. Is it /0? So that /0.
/0 it's 9 Mike 52.
Then you've got Voyager. Right, let's go back to the Pendo. What is it, sorry? 9M52?
Yeah, that's the one. August again, and then...
Russell, the music from TSW is all on Spotify and on YouTube.
Is it?
I noticed
Is it
that
out
Ben,
already?
Ben had been uploading it.
Is it out already? Would help if I could spell. Oh yeah, there it is. It's on Spotify.
Did we get the doors open? We did not.
But just going speeding back on the Voyager as well, obviously there's plenty of services to drive the Voyager, but there's also a lot of AI Voyagers around New Street. So plenty of opportunity to see them.
And drive them at max speed as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I put AWS on a minute ago, Riley. All good. Where is the Heritage Centre? Got lots of people asking to see the Heritage Centre. I know what you want to see, and I have a sneaky suspicion you're not going to see it. But where is it?
So the Heritage Centre is to the north of Crewe. So if you turn around now, the Heritage Centre would be located to the north. So I am unfortunately going to disappoint people in that it's not accessible. The first little bit is there, but the Heritage Centre is correct. Yeah, so there's the whole of the Heritage Centre and the APT isn't there, unfortunately. So we unfortunately had to pick sensible decisions at Crewe in terms of quality and performance. So I know it disappoints everybody, but
Crewe is already huge.
Yeah, it is absolutely, and obviously people know that this isn't coming to Gen 8, and unfortunately Crewe was one of the reasons for that, so...
There was a question about the new CIS screens, especially ones around Crewe. No, they don't show the train diagrams on them. I did try, but I couldn't get them to work in time, and obviously being needed on quite a few areas of the route, I couldn't spend all the time I would have wanted on trying to get the displays 100% perfect. Otherwise, well, we'll just never get the route out. So.
37 miles, only a short hop.
Let's change the pace from the 350 run. Really be able to get up to speed.
390 is a layer Chronicle Toxic, so it won't have the announcements. The 390 needs to be updated. It's not part of this pack, it's just layered in. Amaze Taze, I just put a little extra fog in, that's all. Just a little light fog. I find a little light fog actually allows Unreal to create more volume in the environment. Light one's better. Well, looks better, sorry. Particularly as you're going through, as you get like crepuscular rays and the like, it looks better with a tiny bit of fog. Possibly a little bit too much, but it's fine.
Obviously, in terms of the 390s, Matt, obviously Oxley is usable as well. We've had quite a few questions about that previously, so...
That's this one down here, isn't it? No.
Yeah, one by Wolverhampton where the star is.
This one?
It's north of the star, there you go.
With the odd-looking blue structure in there. It's just like a overhead over canopy thing. It's blue. It looks really weird. And I thought, what? I went and had a look on Google Earth, and it's right. Exactly right.
It is. Nick doesn't miss anything line side. So.
It looks quite surreal in the game, and to be honest, on Google Earth as well. Amaze Taze, yeah, you can't acknowledge AWS from map view. And it's annoying. Catches me out all the time. Russell, try refreshing YouTube. I'm not showing any issues on the transmit side.
There's a question about the Mark III coaches and the 86, 87s, whether the AI. So just quickly answer that. The way it works is that they are drivable. There is drivable surfaces for them, but the one what you see there is just a static layer, which you can toggle off if you find that your performance is a bit on the lower side. We wanted to really fill out the area as much as possible, especially with the amount of track work in the area. We really didn't want to leave it empty. So we've done everything that we can to try and find a good balance that sort of works for everyone. But yeah, there are drivable services with rail tour services with the 86 and the 87, as well as the Flying Scotsman and the Jubilee as well. If I remember correctly, the 86 and the 87 ones are designed for like spring, summertime, and the steam ones are designed for more winter time.
So Luke and Ward Puppet, both the release date and the prices are in the pinned comment. It's the 21st of October for a release date.
Speaking of layers as well, so obviously the 390, there's obviously a lot of drivable services. So you have some shorter hops where you just drive from Crewe to Stafford. Those ones then obviously continue along Trent Valley and down to Euston. You then also obviously have your ones that go via New Street. And then you have AI-only ones that basically run express, so they'll either only stop at Crewe and then run through Stafford, or the other way around, or they won't stop at either station. So we decided to leave those as AI because it gives some opportunity to do train spotting at those stations as well, make it just feel a bit more alive.
Something good about standing at a station and something blasts through 125.
Oh, absolutely. Especially the 390. I've done it many times at Crewe and Stafford in game now, where I'll just stand there and I'll be, especially during the testing period, I'll be just looking at certain parts of the station, and out of nowhere I'll just hear this 390 go past. It scared me on quite a few occasions. So.
Back in the very, very early days of Train Sim World, we had, before we broke the level crossings, we had working level crossings, which we then fixed. Obviously they don't work, but originally they worked as well. And on Sandpatch Grade this was, and I set up a TV in the middle of the office, and it was just sitting there running Sandpatch Grade, stood next to a level crossing. And what would happen is, throughout the course of the day, every now and again you get the lights, crossing gates would alarm, and then the gates would go down, and like half the office would turn and watch the train go through, and then turn back to carry on what they were doing. It was cool. There is something to be said for just having it on in the background as Zen ASMR.
I think New Street's a really good one as well. Like I said earlier in the stream, to just stand there, and especially around like 5 o'clock is a good example, because you get a bit of everything. You get 390s coming in and out, you get 323s, and then obviously 170s, Voyagers. There literally is everything, and especially when those Voyagers are in New Street, it really does feel alive. When we obviously found out that the Voyager was coming, there was no doubt in our minds that we had to add that as a layer as soon as possible. So it just adds to the atmosphere at New Street massively. And then obviously, you know, you add on the announcements and stuff like that. So if you want a real sense of, like, if you own all the layers and you want a real sense of how busy it can be, New Street 5 o'clock, best time to just stand at the station. Same with the likes of Crewe. You have obviously, like I said, obviously your northern 323 services that go between Crewe and Manchester. You have Transport for Wales services. You have your East Midlands services, and then obviously numerous amounts of 390s and 350s. And then depending on what time of year you're playing on the timetable, you've obviously got your rail tours and stuff as well. And obviously there is, with the Voyager, there is I think there's once in the morning and once in the evening Voyager services, if I remember correctly. So you can get a full run with the Voyager from Crewe to New Street. Otherwise it would just normally obviously be Stafford, between Stafford and New Street. And then obviously there's, with your freight, you can, if you're standing at Crewe station, you can actually hear sometimes the freight going past, departing Bashford Hall, heading north. So yeah, there's a lot of activity, even if you do just want to stand there and watch trains. Notable one with the West Mids 323 as well. Obviously, you could do the ECS movements between Soho and New Street, but you can. There's also a few early morning and evening services that cover the Wolverhampton New Street services. So if you like driving the 323, then there's definitely plenty of opportunity there to drive it, as well as obviously being able to drive many of the other layers between that section. Transport for Wales 150s, the odd 153 coupled up to some 150s as well. The 170s obviously. Yeah, there's a lot. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of, and I think during the development of the timetable, obviously we mentioned we hadn't planned for most of this stock originally because it didn't exist. So it was, on one hand, good timing, and on the other hand, terrible timing for me because it was just constantly adding stuff. But it gives everyone, a chance to really maximise the most out of obviously the route and all of the layers and the content.
Kieran saw a question about 9th gen potential reduction in timetable, and there's no difference. So the 9th gen consoles and PC, it's the same timetable. Yeah,
exactly the same. It was only Gen 8 that, unfortunately, due to the Crewe area and how intensive it was, we decided in the end it was there was no real or any other options but to obviously cut Gen 8. But Gen 9 and PC will have the exact same timetables, no differences.
me. We don't have any plans at the moment to add announcements to the 390.
Riley said I've gone quiet again. It's because I don't know whether you heard me coughing before I panic muted my microphone, but I've been in a bit of a coughing fit. I'm really trying not to cough or clear my throat constantly.
That's a good idea, Niall. I hadn't thought of that.
What's that?
I said there's no plans to add the announcements to 390, and Niall said, we'll do it, we'll make plans then.
Oh.
You're right.
Oh.
I should
Did
stop
miss
thinking
that?
of reasons to not do
yeah,
things.
there we go. I've just seen it.
Where are we on the map? We're there.
The middle of nowhere. Actually, I'm assuming we're not in the middle of nowhere and that we're actually nearby to something. But I just see a big line, no name next to it. Big line. Oh, there we go, between Stafford and Penkridge. Can I just say as well, by the way, it's very nice to not be completely outnumbered between Southerners on stream for once. We've got Northerner, we've got Midlander. It's nice. It's not that there's anything wrong with you, Matt. It's just nice to be able to hear familiar sounding accents.
I could do my mum's Geordie accent if you want. You want to, insult
Geordie?
everybody.
That surprises me. Geordie surprises me.
Well, she's not Geordie, she's Mackham, but close enough. If,
Okay.
You don't mind starting a war.
I don't want to do it. I can't do it.
We are a very northern based team, Midlands and up.
Yeah.
I think there's only one that lives in down south.
A fine chap that person is.
Absolutely fantastic as well. So obviously that is. I was going to go for everyone that's been involved in the project later, but obviously Sam, our train developer, has been a big part of everything we've done with the Class 350, and other things obviously with the 802 sounds as well. That was Sam as well. So yeah, big shout out to Sam's help over the last 6-7 months.
Woohoo.
I see what people want to talk about, Harry, but to be honest, most of it seems to be more dad jokes. So
I feel like something. I did a stream last Friday, and there was a point where there was like a stretch where things were a bit quiet. So I filled the void with dad jokes, and I feel like what is it? There's like some sort of Pavlovian response now that I feel like when we're doing live streams, there's going to be people asking for dad jokes. But I've got my book. It's got Phil Dunphy on it. If you don't know who Phil Dunphy is, then watch Modern Family and get back to me. Let's have a look. Let's pick a random page. Ooh, it's a maths joke. All right. I shouldn't laugh because it hypes the joke up when the joke is bad. 5/4 of people won't admit that they're bad at fractions. Ooh, really? That's the oh, that's awful. That's a terrible response. Oh my god.
Well, it wasn't a joke. It was a true statement.
Okay, all right, fine. All right, hang on. Hold your Pendolinos. There we go. Okay, what's the most popular car in Norway? It's a Fjord Explorer.
Oh.
That was a banger. Oh, yeah. I feel like I've the community. This is just expected.
They brought this
now.
upon themselves, to be fair.
Yeah, they asked for this. I'll still never forget that one commenter in YouTube that was like, she's not even that funny. She's got a dad joke book. Yeah, I'm not hiding it. I'm naturally funny without the dad jokes, alright? I don't need these. These are extra je ne sais quoi. Got a few people saying where they are in the world now as well. It's always fascinating when that happens because there's so many people from around the world that join these. We're mostly UK this evening. Somebody from Milan as well. That's fascinating. Love seeing things like that.
Do you have a dad joke about Sweden? No, I think about Switzerland though. You know, someone said to me once, you know, what's so great about Switzerland? I said, I don't know, but the flag's a big plus.
Oh, that's great. See, Matt, that's how you react to a dad joke. That's how you react to any joke. You don't go, Oh. I'd say is worse than like a groan. That's the worst response I've ever had, I think. And I tell a dad joke every Friday in the stand-up with the rest of the community team, and I'm frequently used to people looking at me with disdain when I tell them. Either disdain or, God, I wish we could fire her. But alas, I'm here now. We've not had a single joke about Birmingham or Crewe, though.
They sort of stand on their own 2 feet in that respect.
Whoa! We're not doing that to Birmingham. Sorry, Crewe. We're not doing that to Birmingham. Birmingham's great. It's a big central station. The Brummie accent is a big plus. It's my second favourite accent, I would say, ever, in all of the history of accents. That's where I get my tattoos done. Not like Birmingham New Street. I don't just like turn up and somebody like gives me a tattoo in the middle of Birmingham New Street. But my tattoo studio's across the road from Birmingham New Street. It's got the Alexandra Theatre. You can't knock Birmingham, all right? It's got the Alexandra Theatre in it, the heart of Birmingham. I love that place.
JP says
Somebody needs to
Birmingham's
defend
great.
Crewe.
It's the trains are leaving that are even better.
Harsh. Somebody else needs to defend Crewe. I don't go to Crewe very often. I went to Alsager once. Is that in Crewe? That's in Crewe? Somewhere in Crewe?
I went to Crewe once to go to the Virgin trains. They call it a talent academy or something. The driver training centre.
Ooh. What did
I
I
got
go
to drive
for?
the Pendolino simulator. It's good fun.
That does sound fun. Got an outside view. Oh, you're already there. Already there. I can't believe everyone is sassy in Birmingham. I love Birmingham. You should try living in Wigan, all right? You can't be saying anything about Birmingham because Wigan exists, and I am gonna say that, all right, Wigan. There's a reason I left. Actually, no, the place itself is nice. Depends where you are, though. I'm having a bit of a tangent. Oh, Alsager is between Crewe and Stoke. I feel like I've started a war in the comments with that, with my fervent defence of Birmingham. Look at this. Oh, this is so stunning, though. Look at this. Back to the route. Warring in the comments.
I think somebody asked earlier whether that was an office or something on the left-hand side, the tall building. It's actually university accommodation, just to that question from earlier when we came through walls.
Oh, it does. It looks university accommodation-y.
Well, that one on the left now is I think it's a hotel. Next to the old Wolverhampton Lower station as it is now.
12:36 West Midlands Railway service to Birmingham-Crewe. West Midlands Railway service to Birmingham New Street. The next train to arrive at platform 1 will be the 12:48 cross-country service to Wolverhampton.
We have almost 15 minutes here now, Harry. I think we said that this would be a good time to do a bit of spotting / the Q&A at the same time.
Q&A, yes. A little bit of train spotting, a little bit of Q&A in.
I'm going to turn the game volume down then, just so that the announcements don't interrupt everything.
Alrighty. It's my scrolling down the theme song. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's a really easy first question. When does it release? It releases on the 21st of October. Anyway, we're starting the Q&A section now. If you're new to these streams, then as we have had we've had some new players. So if you're new to these, then around the quieter / endpoints of the streams, we'll go through a Q&A section. It gets time-stamped, usually the day after. So the first question that we had was when does it release, and that is the 21st of October. All aboard. I don't know whether this was Dan and Kieran or whether All Aboard Studios collectively answered these, but we've got some really good answers to these with some solid details, including some that I think are funny. Actually, I had a little chortle earlier, a little giggle.
We did our best with them, so
you did. I can see a couple. All I'm saying is I can see a couple of unexpecteds. Wink. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So. So is there scope in the timetable for future rolling stock, such as the Class 90?
So currently, the timetable is already it's very tight already as it is. Any changes already cause Kieran a lot of work. Obviously, there's no future plans currently to add anything else to the timetable as it stands. But again, as we always say, we'll see if things come out that we believe would add further value to the timetable. Then absolutely we'll revisit it if we can. And if it works and it's functional and it doesn't cause performance issues, then absolutely we'll always look to see if there is any future potential.
Yes, it's already a very full timetable as well. For some of these questions, I've added them, but feel free to one of our favourite phrases that the community love hearing us say over at Dovetail is if it's not in the roadmap ... So if there's any of these that if it's not in the roadmap ... please feel free to not leak anything. So the next question is, will there be West Coast mainline extensions from the same team?
So extensions are hard anyway. I think we've only ever seen one extension, so there'll definitely be no extensions. But in terms of any future West Coast mainline content, we have no current plans. Is all I can say right now.
Okay. Does this Class 350 use TPWS4?
I suppose
No,
that's for me.
yeah, that's for you, Kieran. Yeah.
No, there wasn't really any source available at the time when we were producing these. So no, we weren't able to add that.
Okay. What is TPWS? That's an added Harry question. Today is the first I've seen that.
TPWS is a train protection and warning system. I think it's specifically TPWS4, is it they're asking about? Which is different. So TPWS is in the route, I know because I've been trapped by it. But TPWS4 is different ways that it announces and different ways that it works. These are TPWS grids here. This is a train stop, a TSS grid. And then somewhere else you'll find the grids which are then spaced further apart, which is an OSS pair, which is the overspeed sensor, which is one that usually traps you when you're approaching a red light if you're going too fast.
Thank you. That was more for me. That was more for my benefit. I like to learn, you know. What would the team like to tackle next, if they can say?
Now, I feel you already know my answer to this and you're going to laugh, but my answer was London to Paris Eurostar. So that's what I'd love to build, but I'm never building that. I think it's 320 miles. So I think my scenery team alone would have a heart attack if I showed them that route. So
is that also mostly tunnel as well? Is it mostly tunnel?
No, it's about 26 miles of tunnel.
It's only parts of, obviously the Channel Tunnel is the longest section. You've got bits as you come out of London, which is obviously already on Southeastern High Speed. Yeah. And then the only real bits when you're into France, really, there's a bit around Lille that's in tunnel. Other than that, no, fundamentally it's. I was
going to say, on my ride just recently, last week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I was in Paris, took the 374 down there. And, once you get out the other side of the tunnel, it's pretty plain sailing all the way down into Paris.
I did not know that. I've only ever taken a ferry when I've been to France before. There's something about the idea of being under the sea that I'm terrified of the sea. Terrified. And I know it's under the seabed. The comprehension of it, anyway.
Something like 100 meters under the seabed or something like that as well.
Oh, you gotta warn me before you say that, Matt. Oh, I'm gonna be having nightmares. I'll be having nightmares about that, and I'll be having nightmares, as I do every night, about the River Strid. I should probably speak to somebody about my River Strid phobia. The next question, will the new 350s substitute into West Coast Mainline South, either entirely or only if the player selects them?
So it's not currently planned to go on the West Coast Mainline South for release. We haven't updated that timetable as part of Birmingham-Crewe. However, there may be potential and plans for something else that involves that topic. I can't say anything more, but you may find out on the November roadmap.
Okay.
Let me add may find out on the November roadmap.
Yeah, you know that the community might take that May and they'll go, we'll find out in the May roadmap. No, I'm joking. Lots of love, everybody. Are neutral sections simulated?
No, they're not. Most of the trains in TSW still aren't compatible with neutral sections, so we didn't use it. The technology is there, and I know it's on some recent routes, and there are some trains, but the majority of the trains on this route don't simulate neutral sections at the minute, so no, they're not included on the route.
Okie dokie. It's the big one. Have there been any changes and or bug fixes to the 350?
Do you want to do it again, Kieran?
Do you want to do it again? Do you want us to add a beat to it? Do you want me to do it? It is entirely up to you.
No, I'll do it again. It's fine.
All right.
Right. So some of these, I think, I remember from earlier, there's 3 of these fixes that will come in a post-release patch because they were based off some late community feedback that we had. So I'll list those ones first, and then I'll do the ones that are going to be included. So, again, the ones that are going to be in a post-release patch are improved braking curbs. Improved the power brake controller sensitivity to allow for keyboard users to apply smaller increments of braking power more easily. And then also the cab changes for the /1 and /2, as well as removing the driver-only operated cameras from the /1 and /2 as well. In terms of stuff that will be included in the release, so improvements to the suspension, will actually rework the suspension completely, just to try and give a bit of a smoother feel to it. Based on feedback that we had during like beta and stuff like that. We improved the traction lock system so that you can now switch cab ends. So especially if you're doing the stopping services between Wolverhampton and New Street, and you want to say go from New Street to Wolverhampton and then make the same journey back in the same train, you will be able to do that without any issues. Also improved the emergency lock conditions. So now, if you press the emergency plunger or you throw the power brake controller into emergency, you can recover from it. Improved the door logic, so you can now consistently depart without brakes occasionally getting stuck when trying to apply power. Improved the couple and uncouple logic on AI services. So basically, the gangway doors will now properly open and close. Lovely Voyager going past. And also the tail lights function properly as well when 2 units are coupled together. Also made some improvements to the UDS switch logic. So when you're now operating the train as a guard, if you've got, say, two 350s coupled together and you were running a service and the shorter platforms, you would typically use the UDS switch. So that now works properly as you isolate the rear half of the train, etc. Improved the body indicator lights so that they consistently work. So when doors close under driver, or when you're a driver, they go off. If you operate in guard mode, the flashing works properly for the carriage that's got the local door open. And then that will go off properly when obviously you've keyed out of the local door. Improved the auto brake system so that it only kicks in at 1.5 miles per hour or under as per real life operation, and allows for proper movements around train washes and depots. Added onboard announcements, added passenger ambience, removed the DC functionality from the /2/3 variants as per real life. And then obviously we've got our general visual changes. So each subclass is represented in the correct interiors and exteriors as per real life in 2019. Changed the PIS not in service text from not in to LNR as per real life. Changed the exterior PIS color to reflect closer to real life. So it's like a lighter green now instead of the darker green that it was previously. And centered the PIS text on the external PIS as well to match real life. I think that's everything. I hope so.
You did that just in time for Matt to leave as well.
Again.
Twice you've done that. Although I think we're only halfway through the questions, so we might have to.
We'll keep going. We'll keep going.
I was going to say that they're a bit easier the next few. So
That was the big one. But just to follow on from that, when we listed those fixes in the article earlier on the forums, a few people were like, the question came up as to why some of these are not making the launch, and you've already covered that, but just to be clear on that some of that feedback was made late. The community feedback was well, it was
a few days ago, so we've already acted on it. So
that's pretty speedy. It's pretty speedy turnaround considering it's only been a few days. So that's why. But I'll make sure that I add that into the Q&As. Next question: can the 350s couple to the Rail Operations Group Class 37 to replicate drag moves?
Short answer: no. Slightly longer answer is we did have a look into it. It's not like we just chose to ignore it. We did have a look into it, and we just couldn't find a reasonable way to get it working at the time. So no, it won't work with the Class 37.
Okie dokie. Whenever I see drag moves, I always think of RuPaul's Drag Race and my fake game that I wanted to make called RuPaul's Drag Rails. But apparently no RuPaul's Drag Rails, even though I think it'd be cute. I don't know how we would implement that. Why was the route done in the modern era rather than to match the mid-80s just trains?
So there's a couple of points to that one. We are generally a modern route team. Most of the team members we have prefer to do modern routes, modern day, kind of stock and routes. We also find the source easier to work with, and that was one of the main decisions over it. But we also had a look at what was out there, and JT do a fantastic job with their routes. They've been really popular. They've got a certain USP for what they produce, and obviously we didn't want to step on that and come along and do the same thing for JT's case, but also for the players. We wanted to do something different to what they were doing. Obviously they've done a fair bit on the West Coast Main Line, and obviously we've joined that, but we've tried to do it in a very different fashion in going more modern. So yeah, a couple of reasons really.
Yeah, it's separate studios, separate developers as well. Is there is there any chance of a 7:30 making an appearance in future?
I believe my answer to this was the TSW6 slogan.
It was.
Expect the unexpected.
It's you got to keep it vague.
In all honesty, we are. If anyone thinks that that's a pun for that we are making a 7:30, we are not making a 7:30. We are working on other products, but a 7:30 is not currently one of those products.
It's not in your roadmap. It's not in any roadmap. If it's not in a roadmap, jazz hands. You can't see my jazz hands, but I'm jazz handsing.
You missed out. They were really cool.
Thank you, Matt. I love working with you. How? That sounded sarcastic. It wasn't meant to. I actually do love working with you. How is the timetable for the Pendolino implemented? Might be one for Kieran.
I think Kieran kind of covered this one earlier as well. So very simple, really. You can do full-length runs from Birmingham to Crewe, stopping at Wolverhampton, Sandwell, and then Crewe. Like I said, there's some mixture in there as well. We've obviously got early in the morning. There's quite a few that come out of Oxley, and so you can pick those up at Oxley, Wolverhampton, and drive them on their way to Euston. Same late at night when they come back from Euston as well. Obviously, as they terminate and go into Oxley, they tend to terminate at Wolverhampton as well. So there's quite a bulk of them. So not all of them stop at Sandwell as well. There's also the odd couple that do Stafford to Crewe. Like Kieran said, we didn't want to make them all stop at Stafford and Crewe. We wanted to try and give that bit of realism at Stafford. It's quite a popular spotting location on the West Coast Main Line. So we wanted to keep that. The Pendolinos flying through there at speed. So yeah, there are some more smaller drives, 20-minute drives between Stafford and Crewe as well available. So there's a bit of a mixture really. If you want anywhere between 20 minutes and 60 minutes, generally the drives are.
Awesome. There is another one here that is there any plan for a 2025 timetable in the future with the Class 805?
Again, I think my response was expect the unexpected.
Expect the unexpected. Yeah. If you've not seen anything about it, then you won't see anything about anything until it gets announced. It's the roadmap question, right? If you've not seen anything about it, then it's not there right now. Is this route reusing the Birmingham station / scenery from Cross City?
So yes, the station model is the same from Cross City, but like I said, we've added a lot to it. There's almost 300 items of clutter, really helped out by Josh, who's well known in the community, who helped us out at Birmingham New Street. Obviously we've improved the PIS boards, the lighting, the light bake, the general feel, the ambience of the station as well. So we've changed a lot of platform levels. We've obviously used the existing model, but we've changed a lot locally on the platforms. In terms of scenery around Birmingham, you don't really see much scenery around Birmingham itself. So a bit of it's the same, but we have added to it a little bit as well, mainly on the bridges above, etc. So
thank you. Is there a chance that the Potteries line via Stoke-on-Trent will be added in the future? A lot of these are hypotheticals, really.
Again, like I said, we don't really do route extensions. It's not just the way that the plugin system works within Unreal Editor. It's not very easy to do. So there's no plans for an extensions. But even as a separate route, we have no plans to do any route via Stoke as it stands.
I love this next question. What was the motivation for doing Birmingham to Crewe, and what made you want to do a complex route?
So, honestly, we don't see this as that complicated. Relatively A to B. We've got some decent sized stations in there, 53 miles. So we saw it as a benchmark. More so than anything, there is a bit of a challenge to it. We wouldn't want to do something that was straightforward. I think it would bore most of us. So, yeah, I think we addressed it kind of on the first journey, but we wanted to challenge ourselves to a degree, but do something that was realistic. That's why we picked this route. It's also a really good part of the West Coast Main Line. You've got so many differences. This stretch that we're on now is a lot slower. It's 60, 75 miles an hour. There's a lot of services, there's stoppers, semi-fast, different tocs, and then as you go more north on the route, it's a lot faster pace, obviously using the bends. So we felt that gave a lot more variety to the player. But from our perspective, yeah, we wanted to challenge ourselves. A few people know the route locally as well. I know it locally very well. So Wolverhampton was one of my local stations as a little boy. So I think Tipton was where my dad used to take me train spotting before the level crossing sadly got removed about 20 years ago. So yeah, there's a few local connections in there for a couple of people in the project as well. So again, we could sit here for 20 minutes, Harry, and discuss reasons. So lots really.
It's why I like questions like that. It's questions like that. In hindsight, I should ask them earlier. Kind of a follow-on from that question was, what was the hardest section of this route to work on?
It depends who you speak to. So if you speak to Kieran, he'll say New Street. If you speak to me, I'll say Crewe. As various people say different things. I mean, Crewe, it has been a real challenge because of the Gen 8 thing. So personally, I would say Crewe. But yeah, everybody in the team would probably, my line side artist is probably sat there now going, no, it's this place. So yeah, it varies. There's been so many challenges on the route. But I think Crewe would probably be the biggest one that most people would go for.
It is entirely subjective, that one. Were you able to obtain access to Oxley Car Depot and Soho Depot?
So no, we didn't need to. We have already had really good source. I've worked near Soho Depot before. We had some really good photos of Oxley Depot as well. Lots of good aerial shots. There's some really good videos as well, aerial. The great thing about drones now is they seem to get everywhere, so there's some fantastic videos online. So no, we had some really good source for both depots that Nick has really used to bring both those depots to life.
Nice. Were you able to gain access to cab rides to make it a little bit easier for you?
So it's always something we look at as well before we start any route. We don't just jump into a route without planning it. We obviously look at what's available, what we might need to get. Thankfully, there's some really good cab rides for this section of route. So yeah, there's quite a few. So a lot of the ones that I've already seen people posting in channels, I guarantee you we've used them. So yeah, there's quite a few for this route.
Fantastic. Oh no, we've already covered that. And we've covered that, but I'll go through them anyway. So arrival times are being worked on currently for announcements. And has route hopping been implemented, you can route hop. It's Birmingham New Street.
Yeah, so you can route hop to cross City Line at New Street.
Birmingham New Street. Cross City Line. Did I do it? Yeah. Okay. That is everything. I'll have a little scroll through the chat, but if there's anything that are like purely, are you going to be adding this or this, just assume that nobody is gonna say anything. I did not mean for that to be so. I did mean for that to be sound evil, because I'm actually evil. But we do tend to get a lot of questions that are kind of speculatory. Is this happening? Is this happening? What we advise for that is check out the roadmaps, previous ones and upcoming ones, because sometimes if you have a look at like the last roadmap, for example, that might not have updates for a roadmap that was 3 months prior to it. Check out the roadmaps if you're after something specific. So I've ruined that. I've ruined that for everybody now. That's the expectation I've just set. What are the collectibles on this route? Is one of the questions that we had.
I'll try to remember some of them. I kind of like... I don't want to spoil it. I'd say go get the route and...
Okay.
There's a couple of usual suspects in there, aren't there? And then there's one or two related to the route.
Okay.
Best way to put it.
All I'll say is people have been asking about the APT. That may be involved in some point in terms of collectibles.
In terms of collectible, yeah, spell that right. We've covered the release date, but it's the 21st of October. Will you be doing this? Will you be... Oh, how we should cover layers actually, but how we'll do that now really. But how does the 220 layer into this route?
So again, you have your drivable services between Stafford and New Street. You also have a couple of services where you can drive between Crewe and New Street, and then you have plenty of AI services around New Street. And obviously for cross country, that's their main hub of where all their trains tend to end up. So there's plenty of opportunities to drive or see the 220.
Perfect. I think in that case we could go through. Oh, me brain work good. Layers. We could go through layers. So either I could do that, or you can do that if you want to add any details. You want to add any seasoning. It is entirely up to you.
I'll add anything that I feel like is missed.
Okay. I'm
trying to give my voice a break from coughing so much at the moment. So.
Oh, we've all got it. Oh gosh. So the route itself comes with the Class 350 EMU, which we've shown you this evening, along with all of its lovely improvements. Additional layers, which are available separately, are the cross-country Class 220 Voyager, which you can get separately or with the TSW 6 Deluxe edition. Should I leave in a pause just in case you want to add something?
No, you're good so far.
All right, we're good.
I'll add anything in at the end.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yep.
The Avanti West Coast Class 390 Pendolino, which we've also seen this evening. West Midlands Railway Cross Country Class 170 DMU, which is one of my faves. Cardiff City Network for TFW services. Birmingham Cross City for ECS moves with the 323. The Midland Main Line Class 158 AI services will be available with that. The West Coast Main Line London to Milton Keynes for freight, and Cargo Line Volume 3, which is also freight flavoured. Did I miss anything? Do you want to add anything?
Class 86, obviously the Class 86 pack, that's one of the rail tour services you could drive. The West Mids 323, not only can you do ECS movements, but you can also drive a few services between Wolverhampton and New Street. Off the top of my head, I think that's everything. There's such a long list that it could be hard to remember. There's definitely a lot in there.
Yes, I'm just going off my list, which is pretty extensive. It's got basically, I mean, we showed you the actual services at the start of the stream as well. I'm going to start coughing. Oh my gosh. We showed you the services at the start of the stream. Sorry. We showed you the services at the start of the stream anyway, along with the layers. I'm assuming that you've got them all installed, Matt? I'm assuming.
Yes, I've got everything installed, yeah.
Nice. And we also showed the scenarios at the start of the stream as well. So that'll be in the intro section of the timestamps. But I think... I think we're done.
Someone was just asking, is there any freight on this route?
Yes, there is freight. There's,
I won't run any, but let's just have a quick look at the timetable at the freight.
Okay.
What we need is a nice shed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can stay till 11 o'clock now. That's fine. We'll extend the stream time. No problem. I'm sure Dan and Kieran won't mind. No, I'm joking. Don't do that.
Don't worry about these. Notice that they are the same as the start time. It's just, again, the maths error. Don't worry about that. If it makes no sense, it's probably not making any sense. Don't worry.
It's
on the list to fix that bug, so you can't tell how long some of these services are, unfortunately.
Although, would I drive an 8-hour service? I mean,
yeah, you would.
I would, yeah. I'd have a little zone out. I'd have fun with an 8-hour service. There was one that I was reading about the other day. It was like 20. It was like, I can't remember where it was from, but I think it was to Sweden, and it basically was like an entire, it was like a planned path that you can take, and it was like 27 hours or something. Let's get that one in. Perfect. That's the next one. Is that all right? Is that all right? All aboard studios. You good with doing that next 27 hours of track?
I'm alright, thank you.
They both look really enthusiastic. I think we've got this, everybody. We've totally got this.
Right, shall we switch back to cameras? So we switch back to cameras to finish up then.
This is because I said they looked enthusiastic, isn't it? You're about to prove me wrong. Quick, look enthusiastic! Oh, hello! Oh, what a surprise! So that is the Birmingham-Crewe preview stream. It will be releasing on the 21st of October. Prices for the route are on my list. In front of me, definitely. Oh, there's a missing the pin comments. It's in, yeah, okay. It's £29.99 Great British pounds. It's €35.99, and it is $39.99. I'm desperately trying not to cough. Matt.
Well, Harry is coughing away in the background there.
Hello.
Just want to say a big thank you to Dan and Kieran for coming along. You've been mega stars, and telling us all about the creation of the route and so forth. Hopefully we've answered everybody's questions, and for those that have been missed, we'll try and come back on the forums as usual with any other answers to questions from the team as well. Before we finish up, Dan, Kieran, anything else you want to close up with?
You did want to mention other people that have worked on it. To give it a little mini shout out if you want to do it.
Yeah, feel free.
Yeah.
Please do.
I did, because obviously a lot of people see mine and Kieran's name on forums, etc. But the team has been quite large throughout it. I mean, just going through it now. Obviously, Kieran, a massive help, obviously, with everything technical on the route that we've done. Sam, we've already mentioned, our main train artist, has spent forever and a day doing all the artwork on the 350s, and believe me, it isn't a case of just delivery change. It's incredible the amount of work that has gone into that. Shannon for OLE. Obviously 53 miles is no easy feat, OLE. There's a lot of work, a lot of detail in that as well. Adam for all the scenarios and gameplay that he's done. Nick, I've mentioned probably more than anybody for his fantastic line side along the route, and all of the custom models, that's all down to him. And then obviously all of the station creators as well, Adam, Andre, Jan and Karina, some fantastic station work in there. And then Dan and Johannes on the scenery. Obviously Johannes from Incredible Trains and Dan, our main scenery artist, have done an incredible job trying to bring it to life, but also trying to make it perform as well. The route does perform quite well from our testing, and we are really happy with it, so hopefully you see that as well. And then finally, some smaller mentions, Holly and Val for their testing, some fantastic testing. They have absolutely destroyed this at times and made us go back to the drawing board, so big thanks to them. Josh, who I've already mentioned as well, for his help with the clutter at New Street, and a few other bits and pieces as well that he's done, and then Alex, who is a massive help in terms of signal diagrams and sources, etc. So, like I said, it's an extensive kind of project. It isn't just me and Kieran. There's a lot of people behind us as well that make this come to life, and so I just want to say a big thank you to all of them. And obviously everybody at DTG that has helped us as well, especially in the third-party team. So yeah, thank you very much, and hopefully when this comes out in a week's time, everyone's as excited as we are.
In 1 week, I'm going to do little mini claps, little mini ones. Woo! I mean, you can join me if you want, Matt.
Okay.
Cool. There we go. Oh, yours sound better than mine. Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, 1 week. 1 week. This is. This comes out just a few days after I've had a big old tooth taken out, so I think I might hop on and just have a little
have an 8-hour
relaxing drive.
Service. Yeah.
If I'm in that day and I'm not answering my team's messages, Matt, you know what to say to back me up.
I'll say
I'm
that
just,
you're busy working and not to be disturbed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm not driving Birmingham-Crewe at all. I'm working. Yes, so thank you so much for joining us, Dan and Kieran. It's been lovely having you. This was your first preview stream with us.
Yep. Yeah.
I hope you've enjoyed it and we've not absolutely terrified you or put you off at all, including the community. That's right, I'm watching you. So again, this releases in 1 week. Prices are pinned. Q&A will be sent out tomorrow. Timestamping will be done tomorrow. Any more questions, we'll be keeping our eye out on the forums and Discord and all community spaces as usual in the community team. And that is it. Woo!
All done. Okay, folks.
Yay!
Well, thanks very much for joining us. Thanks once again to Dan and Kieran, and obviously to Harry. And we'll catch you on the next stream. Folks, enjoy the release. We'll see you later. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye.